And welcome once again to the Liberty Lounge podcast. I'm Johnny B, and we're having a good time here in the Liberty Lounge studio. To my left is Jared Guns and Gadgets. He might wave at you or do some sort of Hawaiian gang sign. And out there in California is Anthony, the armed scholar, string cheese himself. All right, today we are going to talk about the SHTF. The shit hits the fan. Excuse the language, watch say it once. If the crap hits the fan, the poop hits the fan. I want to talk about the gear we're actually going to grab and go. People call it a bug out bag. People call it a get home bag. What gear do we need? Now, number one, we're all gearheads. You love gear.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. So does my bank account doesn't love it, but my closet loves it.
Anthony, I saw a video today that you went through and showed me a little bit of your gear along with your cigar collection. It looked fantastic. You're a gearhead.
Yeah, gearhead on a lot of stuff, but firearms, the hobby, the bug of firearms and gear, it overtakes us, especially when you're in this industry. So yes, love
addiction.
Gear.
It is. It's absolutely an addiction. I have got boxes just over there of nonsense. If I get one more optic in the mail, I'm going to open it up.
Jump for joy.
Away. What'd you say?
Jump for joy.
I will jump for joy. I don't need any more, but it's a good problem to have. So we're all gearheads. Today we're talking gear. We want to hear what y'all have to say. Let us know where we're wrong. Let us know where we're right. We are going to talk about poop hits the fan. What are 5 items that we grab? I want to put this into a little bit of context. What works on a ranch in Wyoming is different than a single mom in an apartment in Connecticut. So this is pretty general. I think guys get way too wound up over gear because you say something that doesn't work for them. Yeah. And we have to let things be within the context. Jared, you're a sort of, you're like me, you're a soccer dad-ish and or a dad running around in a middle-sized town. It's sort of a small town, but the whole region is 500,000 people. We live in drive-thrus and going to Target and going to the movies and in parking lots. We're not out in Afghanistan fighting the devil.
Well, I don't know. Certain parts of the town, sometimes a year.
I couldn't think of the word ISIS. We're not fighting ISIS or the Taliban, so I just said the devil.
Yeah, it's what will work for me will maybe not work for you. Keep that in mind. In fact, I'm sure we're all going to have some different opinions because we have not spoken with each other on what we're bringing. This is show up, bring 5 things, and let's talk about it. We didn't even talk before we went on what we brought.
We did. I mean, of course, we know we have rifles. We both just showed each other clear on rifle, and so we knew that was coming. We're going to have a gun, like cat out of the bag. We're going to have a gun, but you don't know what gun we have or how we have it outfitted out. The other 4 items you haven't seen. I've got 5 items now. That's the other part of this. Number 1, it's just poop hits the fan. What are you going to grab in the post-apocalyptic nonsense we're going to be going through? Killdozers running through your town. We've got shiny and chrome, Mad Max going on. We got stuff is happening. Got to grab 5 items. The second thing is it's only 5. We want to grab about 500. Yeah. It'd be really nice to grab 500. So we limited this to 5. Anthony, with only 5 items, we're going to die, right?
Yeah, and I think, of course, and like Johnny said, in the comment section, let us know what your guys' thoughts are on the 5 things you guys would grab. We all, I think, approach this in a different way. Of course, the way I'm thinking about this is it's not like I'm not trying to survive the apocalypse. This is more of like just something pops off. I got to grab gear. What I focused on was mainly just fighting gear. Because, of course, if this was in the context of like pure survival for the rest of my life, what I'm going to grab is probably a lot different than the fighting gear. So I did my stuff more towards the fighting gear. If it was mainly survival, I would be grabbing jugs and jugs of water, and food, or 30-day survival food that I have in the other room. So I'm sure we miss stuff, but yeah, it's hard when it's only 5 things. And now that I'm looking at my pile over here, it's like, maybe I should just not grab that. Maybe I should grab something else.
People do get upset about this, don't they, though? Like people in comment sections, whenever we talk about prepping and loadout, people get really wound up.
Yeah, they think that their way is the only way. And, like you said, like if what happens, what works for you in your area of the country is not going to work for that person who's like on a 25,000 acre ranch.
Or you might be wrong. And that's a tough thing. I could be wrong. I have been corrected. You challenged me really hard a couple months ago right here at this table to carry 2 knives. I still disagree with you on that, and we could talk about that a different day. But I've thought a lot about that, and I've thought about what I carry because I'm very purposeful of what's on my body, to the point of I know which pocket my keys are in at all times. I know where my money is at all times. I have my keys separated into 2 different keychains, one small one that I carry every day, another that I can grab for stuff I only need once or twice a year. I've got my wallet slimmed way down to bare minimum, and I have a big fat George Costanza wallet for when I just need to grab that buy 10 get 1 sub sandwich free, all those little cards that we get in there. So I'm really purposeful what I carry, and I utterly hate the idea of carrying 2 knives. I think you're wrong. Now, we saw our buddy Logan the other night. He had a really cool knife, that little sticker that he pulled it out and it cut upwards. He's got this knife where he's made to gut somebody, a clinch pick.
Yep.
And then he also had a utilitarian knife. His way, I thought it worked pretty cool, but I don't want 2 in my pockets. My point is this: people get upset, and I'm going to suggest you might be wrong. I might be wrong. We all need to be willing to adjust. Anthony, what's one of the biggest adjustments in your EDC before we get to the gear? In your EDC over the last 5 years, besides adding Go-Gurt into your main diet or your applesauce or some of this fourth grade, third grade, second grade food supply you've been ingesting recently?
The Dunkaroos. You got to add the Dunkaroos into the EDC. The Dunkaroos will save you. They will last forever. Those and Twinkies will survive the apocalypse. No, EDC changes. I've moved to more like actual real like analog watches rather than like Apple watches, because these things will actually last forever. An Apple Watch will only be as good as, you have electricity. So like actually having a physical real watch, I've moved to that. And other than that, nothing crazy has changed. I run the same belt, run the same wallet, run the same, knives and pocket lights switch out a lot, and so do the firearms. But everything else for the most part has stayed standard rather than.
I love that idea of switching over to an analog watch. I think that's super, super interesting. I've switched to dividing out every day versus stuff I only use once a year. Last 5 years, what have you changed, Jared?
Last 5 years. Well, coming here has changed some of my EDC because I can have real items. They don't have to be neutered for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Did y'all have a knife situation up there? A length situation?
So in the city of Boston proper, yes. However, the idiots that wrote the law didn't understand what they wrote, because if you have a Massachusetts license to carry Class A, then none of the knife laws apply to you, which makes about as much sense as a permit to carry. But
so what changed when you got to Tennessee?
Suppressors and real.
But you're not carrying a suppressor.
No, but in my bedside rifle has a can on it. So if I have to shoot in the house and I don't have my ears, if I don't have my ears within arm's length, it'll be easier on myself as well as the family members. So that's one thing, is like I get suppressors everywhere now.
It's a good problem to have. Suppressors are coming back pretty fast. I'm going to digress for 1 second. I got a suppressor last week. It took 6 days to get in. What was your last can took?
The last one I did was 4 hours.
Oh, 4 whole hours?
4 whole hours.
4 whole hours on Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, we're in a really interesting season. It's a total side note, but I think folks love hearing that. They love hearing what the current status is.
Yep.
My one before that was 23 hours. We are right now, I'm going to say we are in the golden age of can accessibility, not price, but as far as the speed and grab and stuff. All right, here's the game. What we're going to do. I know Anthony's going to have a gun, at least one gun, I guarantee. So we're going to have that. But we're also talking about 5 things we would grab in an apocalyptic situation. If Chuck Norris decided to take over the universe, the rest of us are scurrying around like a pile of ants that have been kicked over. What would we grab?
Let us know down below what you think of how we did and tweaks that you would make. And if there are some gear that you see that you might be interested in adding to your turnout, then maybe check out our sponsor for today.
Our sponsor for today is Brownells, and I'm so excited. A brand new sponsor. Last episode was the very first one. Grinnell, Iowa. Why do you love Brownells?
Solid people, solid patriots. The owner, Pete Brownell, who everybody knows, puts a lot of money into doing what he does to further the Second Amendment.
Anthony, you were out there just about 10 days ago. What'd you see at Brownells that you liked?
awesome. The people are amazing. All the employees are amazing. The fact that they even host an event like GunCon and bring us all out and support the community, I mean, that speaks volumes about them. But their facility is amazing. Their warehouse, all of what they have. I've used Brownells for a long time, purchased thousands and thousands of dollars of gear, probably even some of this gear that I'm going to show off Brownells. So yeah, they were just really cool. It's the people in this community sometimes go above and beyond and shock you. The Brownells people and the crew there are amazing.
Good people. This is a personal relationship with us, but also we freaking love gear and they've got it. I can't tell you where to go, but it's Brownells. I can't tell you where to go. Jump over there. It's going to take you all afternoon because you're going to be shopping. It's a lot of fun. All right. Big drum roll. This is exciting. We're going to go around and do a round table. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anthony, you're up first. What is your number 5? Post-apocalyptic. Grab it. The poop's hitting the fan. What are you grabbing? Number 5.
Yeah, so this is, again, I want to give context about what I picked. I'm not doing like food or gear or anything. Like because again, we didn't set a whole lot of context for this. My thing was like,
we set no parameters. Yeah. I'm sorry, Anthony. We set no parameters. We texted with each other and said, hey, crap hits the fan. What's the 5 items you're grabbing? And I thought that was very healthy. So your parameters you're saying is not survivability. You're ready to fight.
Yeah.
You're a fighter.
I'm thinking like things have gone real south, and the main focus is surviving the next 24 hours. Like we are fighting. We've got to live the next 24 hours because things have gone really bad. So the number 5, the thing that I probably ditch out of all of this, I went night vision helmet and nods and all that. So for me, I think one of the biggest things is being able to have the ability in the tech to fight at night would give me an advantage over a lot of people, especially in my area, because, I'm in California and I don't know how many people have gotten into the night vision game and all that. Do you guys want to talk about specific setups or just the theories behind, like, because for my theory, it really is just one, I got the ear pro built into this. So if I'm going to have to shoot people, obviously we are going to have guns. If I'm shooting and trying to survive, I want to protect my hearing. And then just the ability to fight at night. This is not a ballistic helmet. It's just a bump helmet. So it doesn't give me armor in that regard, but just gives me some of the utility, the lights, and being able to see at night and just have an advantage over the average person. So that's number 5. But this is probably the thing out of all of them. If I wanted to ditch, this would probably be the thing I would ditch.
So you're running, it's black on black, so I can't see, plus the screen's way down there. Is that a PVS 14? Are you running mono? Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah, mono, PVS 14, white Foss. I got this from Goonan Gear, but they've changed to a new company. I can't remember what they changed their name from. But this single PVS 14 was pretty expensive. I want to say like it was $3,000. I need to change. I want to do the new Wilcox and all that, but you can barely find them. When I first did this, me and Jared actually bought night vision at the same time. Literally at the same time we were doing our setups. So yeah, just a single tube. I think for people who are getting into night vision for the first time, you don't need to spend $20,000. I think to do a single tube. To be honest, out of all my gear, I use this the least.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I run a single tube PVS 14, but I'm extremely left-eyed. If I ran a double, it wouldn't even matter at all. Tell me if y'all have a problem with this. I just switched, this. I just switched from a ballistic helmet with my PVS 14 in ears. I switched over to a bump helmet. Are you okay with that?
There's pros and cons. Bump helmet's lighter because ounces equal pounds and pounds equal weight and weight equals pain if you're wearing it for a long period of time. There's the pro is it's not as heavy. You can do more with it, but the con is it ain't stopping anything coming at you.
Yeah. And my point is, I am a soccer dad. If the difference between me surviving and dying in the apocalypse is whether a round ricochets off my helmet or goes through my helmet and sends me to Jesus, I'm okay with that. I'm tired of that ballistic helmet. It's way freaking too heavy. I'm okay with you. We talked a lot about that, and I talked to a lot of guys. And I took it mindfully, but I switched over to bump it. I'm tired of that ballistic helmet. It's too freaking heavy. Number 5, Jared.
All right. I have my night rig.
Prepare to feel poor. This is the moment where you and I look in the mirror and go, I'm freaking poor.
Yeah, I've saved up a long time for this. So I did go back to my ballistic helmet, and I have my ear pro on it. I also have it's wrapped in multicam because I love multicam. I also have a PVS 14 white phosphor Gen 3. But what I did also add, and I'll add that to the camera there, is I have it set up to where I can accomplish multiple things. I have my night vision, and I also have thermal. I've tried running both at the same time. There are some people who are created different. They can do that. I can't. So I run one or the other because there are situations where night vision works better than thermal. You can see more. And there are times when you throw a thermal on and you see everything out there that has blood running through it.
You've been running this for about a year now.
Yeah.
What's the experience when you switched over to thermal? I know that was a big decision for you. What do you think?
I love it.
Do you think you like thermal better than white phos?
I do.
If you could only, it's a great comment for us poor people that only have monocles. If you could only have one, it'd be the thermal.
Yeah, I'd probably go with thermal because it works regardless of lighting. With night vision, typically you need some type of ambient light, unless it's really, really close to you. And it has an IV on ultraviolet on it. But you need some type. If it's pitch black and devoid of any ambient light, night vision doesn't really work as good as it would if you had some. But everything that has body heat shows up on thermal. Doesn't matter if it's pitch black or not.
And you're running bump helmet also?
No, this is my ballistic.
That's ballistic.
Back. Yeah.
Where's your battery? You got no battery there in your 3Ms.
Nope. I took them out because this was, I ran this to, I forget what event it was, and they blew out there. That was about, I don't know, 2 months ago, and I forgot to put new ones back in. Thank you for that, because I wanted to switch to lithium because I got that from you.
And that's a point that I learned at my night vision class out at Thunder Ranch, and people have different thoughts about this. I bought into the idea that I only use lithium batteries in things that are important. So my night vision setup, all of what I have up front, what I have in the back, what I have in my rifle is all lithium. Now, you're going to have some guys that'll complain about that, and they have other thoughts on it. There is no perfect answer at all.
Yeah,
I
run all lithium.
You are lithium as also?
Yeah,
Anthony?
all lithium, and then I have all the extra batteries and all that. And I think that's also important what Johnny had said. My consideration for everything is light. Like my thought process is all this stuff is going to be on me for the next 3 days minimum. So that's kind of
bump as well, right? That's a bump helmet.
Bump helmet.
And for those watching who don't know what we're talking about, bump helmet is generally just plastic. Think skateboarding type helmet, whereas a ballistic helmet has ballistic capability of stopping rounds.
And they're really heavy. And if you go do a week-long class, it's like, holy smoke. Call me a sissy. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's
Talk about headaches. Yeah. Talk about headaches.
All right. What do you got?
All right. We are headed to an apocalypse. I was thinking less about what Anthony said. I'm like, what's the reality? Because I want to survive. I don't want to just fight my way through the next 45 minutes. I want to thrive. I am bringing a Glock knife, and this is a classic knife. There is a lot going on here. If I can get it out of how do you get it out of there?
Right there.
I've never, but if normally in a thing, can you get that out? I need an adult
How
here.
How useful that knife, huh, Johnny?
Yeah.
I might be being dramatic, possibly. This one's got serrations. It's got a good blade. You can jab it into somebody's, I don't know, their kidney if you need to, but you can also be able to open cans of food. And I ran home today because we talked this on online or on the text, and you said, hey, go grab 5 items. So I ran home and I told my son was sitting on the couch, and I said, hey, one of my 5 items is a knife. Which one should I grab? And I was going to grab my big Jason Knight chopper. And he goes, no, the Glock knife. And which I just got out of the package the other day. I didn't know that Glock made a knife, but I think a big blade, you can do so much. I would say for real, bushcraft size or bigger, this would be called really small bushcraft. Lightweight, to Anthony's point. I don't care if I lose it. I don't care if it gets broken. It's nothing special. Of course, nothing is special in the apocalypse. But for me, I think you could set up an entire campsite with this. So for me, I'm thinking survival. I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking apocalypse. Anthony is thinking quick zombie, the fast zombie. Let's survive. Let's fight and get this thing over with in time for dinner. I'm thinking a little bit longer term. If I could only have 5 items, I'm headed to the desert island. I am choosing a knife. Why am I wrong?
You're not. There should be a knife part of every kit, and that's where
I think you could have gotten more.
What's that?
I think you could have done more, because I'll break it down when I do one of my pieces of gear. But Yeah, go ahead,
Oh,
Jared.
you can have a Swiss Army knife. I have a knife
No.
and a spoon.
No.
I have a spoon and a law degree. I'm going to use my law degree with this little toothpick. It's a little white.
Work smarter, not harder, Johnny.
I like my knife choice. All right, number 4, Anthony. What do you got?
This is hard because it's like, where do you pick certain things? So I'm gonna do. I think next for me would be body armor, my plate carrier. And so this is a T-Rex Arms AC1, and then I have a Haley Strategic. I don't know. It's one of their placards. The really cool thing about this, though, is if I really, really wanted to, so inside here are the straps. So this could just be a micro rig also. So if I had to like strip this placard off and give it to someone else, they could have a quick little micro rig. Or if I just didn't want to run the plates and the plate carrier, I could take this off. But yeah, I think body armor, I would prefer not to get shot. And if I get shot, I would prefer not to die. So I think body armor would be next for me. I think the other thing we talked about is we're not doing like magazines and all that. I know some people are like, well, you don't have any mags. Like, where are your guys' mags and ammo? We just assumed like, hey, if we're running guns or whatever, we're going to have the mags we need to have. Same thing, I would have 3 AR mags on here and then 2 Glock mags usually is what I would have. So that's what I'm running. Super, again, the concept of being light. This AC1 from T-Rex Arms, very light. I've done plenty of multi-day courses with this. It's held up. I have level 4 HESCO plates in here, ceramic plates. So it's going to stop most of what I needed to stop. And they're cut in a certain way where they're very comfortable and light for me to wear for long periods of time. So that's what I picked.
I hope they don't shoot you in the face.
Questions? Hey, if you're going to get shot in the face, you can get shot in the face. Like,
yeah. No, it's solid. I mean, some type of armor is, if you're going into shit at the fan, you might want to make sure shit doesn't hit your fan.
That
I don't have side panels on. I'm not running side panels, so some people can knock me for that, but I don't run side panels. Again, I want to be light. And
I think people get too lost in the nuances of vest setups and plate carrier setups. Man, get what works for you. If you want a 3-pack or 4-pack, a micro rig, it's to each his or her own. There are some challenges there. I'll be at training camps and guys will bring big giant rigs. And then as soon as we have to do a lay on the ground drill, they are dying. And there's some challenges there. Do you want to fight with all that garbage on your chest or not? There is no right or wrong answer. Jared, number 4.
All right, let me move this cool guy helmet. All right, so level number 4 of, if I were going to dump things, this would be the second thing I would dump. Also got my plate carrier. I have gone through several iterations throughout my 24-year career in taking stuff off of my vest. I was one of those people who tried to put like a spare car on here, so I had a getaway device. Like anything I could possibly throw on here, I did. I did remove a bunch of stuff because it was just last minute, so I don't have my my chem lights and all that crap on it. But I got three mags for rifle. I got three mags for my pistol. I got a TQ and I got medical, and that's it. I don't run side plates because if you're saying you should run side plates and you've ever worn them for 8 to 12 hours a day, you'll never wear them again, probably.
Question of the day is, and I don't know if y'all can see this, Jared's got his Guns and Gadgets patch on there. How gay is it to have your own name across your chest? I'm going to say not at all. Like, I think this is great, but there may be some of y'all out there that go, gay. Maybe. I'm not saying so. I'm saying I love it.
But I also have on here, I'm glad you said that. So I have my name, and I have my blood type, and I have, no known drug allergies. So if something does go bad where I need somebody to take care of me, they know right away by looking at that. I have no allergies, and my blood type, God forbid I need blood. And then these are lightweight ceramic level 4s. Don't remember the company because I don't know. I've been running these for a while, but just green because it works with pretty much any type of backdrop, no matter where you are in the country. And it's, I forgot which carrier this is. I have like 5 different carriers now. But this one has the most backing. You can see I don't know if you can show it, but there's a big, thick mesh padding. So it's very comfortable and it helps wick moisture better than some.
Wasn't that your nickname in college? Big, thick mesh padding?
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, it was his name. All right. My number 4, I'm going to wait for you to get done with all that racket.
Good.
I don't know how our editor is going to shoot us somewhere. Probably shoot us. Mine are going to be a pair of boots. And here is why. This is what contacts the ground. Y'all are all worried about other people contacting you. I want to be able to get from point A to point B. Now, it's not top 3. I'm going to be wearing a pair of shoes when the crap hits the fan. However, right now, I'm wearing a little pair of Hey Dudes, and they're very light and they're camouflage. But I don't want to go through the apocalypse with this. So you give me top 5, I'm going to change out what's on my feet. I wish these were waterproof, but I think for summertime, I will take water wicking instead. So these will get rid of water. If it was wintertime, I would grab my waterproof boots. But I think for July, I am down with this. The tread on here is spectacular. These are Victos, the Victos Johnny boots, and I love them, and they're in Vietnam tiger stripes. And for folks asking, that is a size 15. Yes, I know. I am saying footwear, critical. I will take footwear instead of a ballistic chest plate. Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, what works for you doesn't necessarily work for others.
He has a tone. I'm saying chest plate in my top 20, but if I got to grab 5 things, I want good footwear so I can, you can't walk.
Yeah.
If you're in these dumb little slippers I have on, it's going to be a long, long apocalypse.
Yeah. And
I think this is an interesting conversation though, because like, I want to bring this up, and I've had a lot of debates with like family members and like random friends about this. I never wear a shoe if I maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't wear a type of shoe if I don't think that I'm going to be stuck with that for the rest of my life. Like, I don't understand the guys who go walking around in flip flops. Like, if something pops off and you got to run, like, how are you running in flip flops? You're going to be like, like, I'm always
talking about. Are you talking about all the time, every day?
All the
like
time.
when you leave the house? What did you wear when you went to Disney World recently?
I wear the same. So usually I'm running some sort of like Adidas or Nike's shoe that's comfortable, but it's going to be durable enough. Like if I'm stuck in it, that's what I'm always wearing. I don't wear flip flops. I don't wear Crocs out. I don't wear anything like that. Like if I'm not willing to fight in it or have to survive in it, I don't wear it. The same thing with people make fun of me. I wear pants all the time. It's 114 degrees here in California where I'm at, and I'm wearing pants right now, and I only wear pants. I don't wear shorts.
Why?
Just
because his legs are transparent.
My legs are super transparent, actually. But it's how I've always, maybe I'm just super paranoid. I just always wear pants. If you guys have ever done the courses and all that, like kneeling or getting down on the ground in shorts, getting cut up, all that stuff. I feel like pants, there's way more utility in pants. So that's how I've always am. And I train when I go out and do like training courses. It's usually in the same stuff I wear every single day. It's the same shoes, it's the same pants. I don't have to change anything to make my, I guess, normal day-to-day life more durable for when I go out and train like on a range. So I don't know. I see guys, we have friends, or we have guys in the industry too. We go to events and they're walking around shows and flip-flops and stuff. And I just can't do that. I'm not a flip-flop every single day type of guy because maybe I'm overly paranoid. So
let me get this straight.
I think you wasted your pick again, Johnny. That's 2 picks now you've wasted, sir.
Let us know down below.
Surviving and thriving. These two muddling around and sweating their balls off, carrying all this garbage. Y'all just want to bring in gears. All y'all want to do is like, look at all my gear. I'm like, look at me thrive.
You're going to keep that clock knife between your teeth?
Matey. Yeah, if I can get it
Stop,
open.
I have boots.
Y'all.
Do not seize my vehicle. Look at my shoes.
George is getting angry over here. The shoes is the right choice, y'all. Let me know, where are my people at? Let me know down below, why am I surviving and thriving while these two are sweating their ball sacks off? All right, who's up? I'm lost. Who's up? Anthony, number 3. We got it.
All right, number 3. If I'm gonna ditch this might surprise people. Number 3 is going to be my sidearm, which is it's clear for everybody that's worried. There's no mag in it. So this is kind of my main go-to, one of my big EDCs and one of my main training guns. Also, it is, I don't know if it'll focus.
It's perfect. What is that?
Glock 19, Gen 3, pretty modified. It's got a Shadow System slide on it, a Radiant Raptor ramjet, The new Trijicon RCR, which is a closed emitter, which I absolutely love. I've put quite a few rounds through this thing now, and it's super reliable, and I have no doubts about it now. And it's Trijicon, but closed emitter, so it's going to stay up to any weather. I don't have to worry about that, and it's going to be more durable. Surefire X300 for my light. And then I have an Agency Arms trigger in this. So this is kind of one of my main kitted, fast guns, super durable. I've got thousands of rounds through all this and have no doubts that that would survive for the next 10 years if I needed it to. So, but number 3, I think, is going to be my sidearm. If I'm going to ditch the next, that would be the thing I would ditch before the next 2, just because I feel like I can get more utility out of some of the other things. So tell me I'm wrong, Johnny. Tell me I should have
at all.
Tell me I should have packed socks or
and
wristbands and rubber bands.
I wore Adidas shoes. I wear Adidas shoes because you literally said I wore Adidas shoes in case I have to fight. You step on a nail, you're going to die. You're going to die of tetanus. You're going to have lockjaw with your freaking Adidas. Oh, look at me. You're going to die. You'll be doing some desk pops with your nice Glock. I'm
just going to shoot Johnny and take his shoes. Off your dead body, I'm taking your shoes off of your limp dead body.
You're going to catch me. You're going to be
your Glock knife. Your Glock knife.
Glock knife is sweet. Jared, number 3, what you got?
You'd think we were like colluded, but we didn't.
No, there is no plan at all to this. It was a text that said, "Hey, how about we do crap hits the fan top 5?" And I was like, "See you at 3 o'clock."
I'm just going to verify again. Still clear.
Okay, so we had number 5 helmets, number 4 vests. Do you 2 hold hands at night? Do y'all get on FaceTime as you sleep at night and go, "No, you go to sleep first. No, you go to sleep first." The same thing.
Sounds like someone's jealous because he's got a knife and shoes. This is it's technically a Glock platform. It's my ZevTech OZ9. This has gone through about 25 different training classes with me. It's a platform that's proven. On it, I have a light by a company that I probably wouldn't buy anything from anymore, but
Trijicon.
I have a Trijicon SRO up top. I have a nice fiber optic up front, as well as a threaded barrel, so it can take a suppressor. It has run. It will run. I didn't change anything on the internals, and if I'm going to ditch something compared to what I have the next 2 items, it would be this one, because I think the other 2 will help me in the long run. Tell me why I should have like a knitted cap rather than this.
I'm ignoring y'all are wrong. Y'all are so wrong. I want to take as much crap into the apocalypse as I can. Y'all, I'm going to survive. Here's the deal. You said you would never buy another Trijicon. I have this same exact light on a shotgun.
No, I didn't say I wouldn't buy another Trijicon. I wouldn't buy this company's light ever again.
That's what I was going to ask.
Right, yeah. I'm talking about here.
This is an OLite. Give me everything in the comments. I deserve it. But I have bought an FDE X300 for this, and it's sitting on my gun bench, and it has been for months. This has been on there because it fits the holster that I have. It's a duty holster for this.
Yeah. That's the only thing I was going to say is, like, if I wanted a reliable handgun light, I probably wouldn't be rocking the OLite. Is that the one that's also like the rechargeable base? I don't think they do any. Yeah. So for me, if I'm trying to survive off stuff, everything's going to be taking an actual physical battery. It's not going to be something rechargeable because I'm going to assume that, hey, maybe we don't have electricity. Also, what I've found a lot with those rechargeable, even I have some random OLights sitting around that I don't use. But anytime I pick them up, they're dead, and then I got to recharge them. If one of my lights is dead, I just throw a new battery in it, and it's good.
And it's probably a ticking time bomb. It will be replaced once we get home, because now
you brought a grenade. So I mean, there is utility. You brought an explosive. So
yeah, and I did grab this out of the safe because I have been running another company they give me crap for the last several months. I've been running my staccatos, but if I'm going to war or 24 hours and I need to hold the neighborhood down with some other people, I'm going with something that I have trained many times with, and that's that platform right there.
Yeah, I think that's also interesting too, because everybody thinks like you're going to take the most expensive fancy gun. All of my stuff is based on reliability. Nothing fancy. Size and weight constraints and reliability is what I'm thinking about. Yeah. I probably wouldn't be taking a 2011 because 2011s can be pretty finicky. God forbid you did a really long raid session before and then something pops off and your 2011's a little dirty and you have to rely on it. Yeah. Or dry. Yeah. So they're, 2011s and 1911s tend to be pretty finicky. I pick a Glock because also if I need parts, I'm going to pick it off of Johnny's dead body and
Yeah.
do parts for my Glock. So
And number 3 for Johnny is cauliflower.
No, number 3 for Johnny. Now, here's the deal. Y'all are all about fighting. My cranky mentor, Clint Smith, says disengage, go that away. Don't go towards trouble. You go away from trouble.
Go make a salad.
Go make a salad. And here's the deal. Like y'all are wanting to fight. Y'all are wanting to weigh out the options. Do I want a ballistic helmet or a bump helmet? How about no helmet and stay light on your feet and survive? What do we need in this world? We don't need all this heavy gear. I want to live. And one of the ways that I'm going to live is with a can opener. And I am going to, this is important.
Now you're just trolling us. Now you're just trolling everybody.
You need to respect the game and respect your elders, Anthony. Here's the deal. I am 50 years old. I have lived longer on this planet. I have thrived on this planet. My life is good. I am taking a can opener into the apocalypse. Here's why. Y'all laugh all you want. I am going to my neighbor's house. I'm getting the damn Campbell's soup. I'm going to get the hearty, the chunky soup. I'm going to be able to open up the beans and the beanie weenies, the Vienna sausages. I'm going to have cream corn, canned corn, and corn niblets. I'm going over to the neighbor's house. Everybody has cans. This thing, you will be able to live with it. You morons are going to be out there trying to jab a stick into your Campbell's soup. This is going to help me survive.
These things help us take those things from those who hate
But
these
how
things.
are you going to open it? Ding dong.
You could have also opened it with your
cleaned their
knife.
house.
Just open it with your knife.
Yeah,
No.
you have 2 can openers now. Good job.
No, I fight with the knife and I hold off the zombies at bay and I
Don't kill me. I'm opening my Campbell's soup.
Campbell's soup. I'm telling you, y'all gonna come crying to me. It's gonna be day 3 of the apocalypse. And y'all gonna come crawling in. Johnny, I'm all heavy. I'm sweaty. I've got all this gear. Can I please have some soup, sir? Please, just a morsel of soup, sir. Just a 1 spoonful. I am thriving with the can opener. F y'all.
Oh man.
All right, Anthony, bring it back to the real world.
This is the real world.
You also could have just done a Swiss Army knife and got your knife and whatever. Moving on, everybody. Now that I've got an aneurysm from laughing so long at the can of soup, my number 2 would be my range belt, mainly because it's multifunctional.
I'm going to have a vest and a belt, guys.
Well,
I've got it all.
Hey, everybody, look. On my belt, I also have a knife. Oh, and on my belt, I also have a med kit and shears and a tourniquet. Oh, and I can carry all my mags and stuff. So yeah, killing multiple birds with one stone. Med is going to be pretty important, I think, too, just in case. Now, is this the most ideal med kit? Again, if I was, I guess, thinking like Johnny, and if I'm thinking like actual long-term apocalypse, I probably would be grabbing something different. I would probably go into the next room and grab my, get home bag that has my can opener stuff and all of that. But that's not what we were really thinking about here. If I need a can opener, I'll get it from Johnny once again. But yeah, my range belt is going to be my next pick, my number 2 pick. What about you, Jared?
I would just like to say clearly, I hate you both, like equally. I think my hate for both of you is equal, but I will survive. I am going to Gloria Gaynor survive the apocalypse, and you two are going to be wallowing in your own despair of weight and belt.
I think it is important. So let's talk about this. Johnny is right. Like, of course, avoiding conflict would be the number 1.
Right.
But we're thinking about this is like worst case scenario. We are not being able to bug into my house anymore. We're going to have to go out into the world and maybe some bad things are happening. Now, am I going to, obviously, if I'm going out into the real world, I'm going to have my vehicle. So whatever's in my vehicle and some of the stuff, I have prepped in the vehicle. I'm going to have that along with me. Automatically when something gets kind of iffy, am I just throwing on all of this gear and just walking down the middle of the street and being like, what's up? No, I'm not doing that.
Not bringing a freaking can opener.
I'm not bringing a can opener and shoes. There is value to some of those things. Like obviously, like if in my bag, my get home bag, I have extra socks and a knitted cap that Johnny might really like or something like that. I have those things, but we're we're thinking worst case scenario. there is no avoiding potential conflicts, and I got to survive for the next 48 hours so I can maybe get to my bag or protect my family. That's kind of how I focused on it. Johnny focused on it in a completely different way, and not to say his way is invalid.
Oh yeah, now you're saying not invalid.
There was a little bit of skepticism in my voice with your.
If you pull a belt out next, I'm going to quit. I'm going to rage quit this show. I'm going to flip the table and roll. If you pull out a freaking belt, I'm serious. If it's a belt, we're done.
Get your 15s and start hitting the streets.
Yeah,
it's a belt. He's bringing him a freaking belt. Are you serious?
Well,
you two are so gay.
I think this goes to show for the viewers, like when people say, "What are you going to do when shit hits the fan?" People think differently. For 24 years, this was my world. For 24 years, you did things with can openers, which is fine. We're thinking differently. If I need to protect and defend my neighborhood for 24 hours,
why would you defend other people in an apocalyptic event? Survive with your family, defend your neighborhood.
I think you have said numerous times on this channel too, like you have a warlord, have a community, all that stuff. So I would have a community.
I wasn't thinking community. You said neighborhood. I was like, no, I know who lives in your neighborhood. Colin can fend for himself.
Yeah, there's a couple people in my neighborhood who have come up and introduced themselves because they watched my channel and found out I live there. And we're going to do some range stuff.
I have these exact same mag pouches. These are fantastic.
Yeah, so this is from Wilder Tactical. Love their stuff. I bought this whole get up as is, other than I've added the holster, and actually I bought the medical from them too. I run this at pretty much every class we go to, and it's just the way I've run stuff. I have a flashlight on here.
I'm gonna check out that flashlight.
Yeah, good. It's another one of those.
We got an O-Light, and this is the Seeker 2. And I know O-Lights are bad, but holy smokes, that looks fantastic. I've never owned one of these.
I'm not gonna. I mean, yeah, they have issues, but their handheld stuff seems to have performed a lot better than some of their weapon lights.
Got the magnetic recharger on here.
Yeah,
is it the same one that's for your?
It's the same charger, but this is the 18650 battery, which I have numerous of in my bags. So if that goes down, I just replace the battery.
This is the O-Light Seeker 2. I know O-Lights have a really bad reputation. I've never seen one in person. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I mean, it works. I haven't thrown it against brick buildings, but it's lasted for years, and it just keeps running. Nothing else special on here. I got medical. I got 1 mag for my AR. I got 2 for my pistol. I have my holster.
Full size Cobra buckle. You can do a lot with that and trust it. And like you can use this for other applications if the crap hits the fan.
And I used to, for a long time in my career, I used to run the dual belt system, like a Velcro inner and then the male side of the Velcro outer. I don't think they make this anymore. I tried to order another one for another setup. This has the padding built into the belt on the inside. So it's something that has comfort built into it. It's a single belt system. And I have everything on it that can help support my weapon system and help support me. Like this, a lot of people know this, but your medical on your belt is for you. Your medical on your chest, on your plate carrier, is generally for others. So that one is for me, and I got a light and stuff to refuel my weapons.
Yeah.
I feel like you and Anthony are going to maybe call each other afterwards and congratulate each other on your 5, 4, 3, 2. Holy smokes.
Well thought out. So like yeah, no, we already, on one kit, we already replaced almost everything that you have, Johnny. I mean, I got my knife, my can opener. I don't have shoes, but I'll just take the ones on my feet. I guess. But yeah, so Jared's running a single belt. I got a double. I prefer double belts. I have a Wilder tactical setup back there too. I don't have as much time with that one. So again, I'm sticking with the lightweight, reliable. Like I know that I've trained a ton, and this is a Blue Alpha Gear one. Actually, shout out to Level. This is the Warrior Poet Society one. So you can probably can you? I don't know. There's somewhere around here, there's a Warrior Poet Society logo on there. So this is his one that I bought a long time ago and spent a lot of time on that one, and it's super reliable.
I choose my apocalyptic gear based on the logo. See, can you see it, guys? I got a logo for John Lovell on there.
It'll show us your number 2.
Glock, my Glock knife.
Hey, that Glock knife is sweet. You take that back. Don't disrespect perfection. This is Glock perfection. Me and Catherine Glock. She's single.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm coming for you. She's a billionaire.
Valid.
That she is.
Yeah, and she's kind of hot. She's not hot.
She's a billionaire.
She's a billionaire.
Editor picture, screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys, let us know in the
Glock.
comment.
There's some pretty good ones out there. All right, number 2.
Take my money when nobody needs
Demonetized.
All right, there's a lot of things we need in this world, and I think it's important. I think it's important to.
I can't wait.
It ain't that great. It's important. It's something everybody needs, and
Can
it's
of peaches.
No, it's not that great. This is not going to live up to the hype. I want some water, and I'm going to carry water with me. This is the Iron Infidel. It has my spare knife on here. I carry this thing everywhere I go. It's got all sorts of doodads, and so it holds 32 ounces. I carry this every day. I've got a garbage ton of paracord here if I need it. I got some quick connects. You can pack this thing full of all the stuff that you need. And very important for the apocalypse, I keep lip balm in here, and it's just important. So we want fresh lips. This is Rosebud.
That's how Johnny's getting the rest of his gear, by keeping his lips fresh. He's gonna seduce everybody else.
Could you imagine having chapped lips in the apocalypse? Like that, it would be a bad situation.
So do you clip this to your Glock knife when you're like, how do you carry this?
Glock knife is going to go in here in the big pocket right there. And so it all goes together. My can opener hooks onto here, and this is great. So I've got 2 knives. I have 32 ounces of water. So you're chugging along, carrying all your crap, and like looking at each other's logos and looking each other in the eye, going, "I got a belt. No, I got a belt. I got a vest. No, I got a vest." And we're the 2 best apocalyptic brothers that anyone could have. I am going to be stopping off, and I see a water fountain. I see a magic coin place where a wishing well. I'm going to stop, dip this into the cool, fresh water, and I'm going to survive. While you 2 are lugging around all that crap, me and my paracord are going to live and thrive.
I'm taking stuff from people who don't love the Second Amendment. I just have a vision of you swinging this by this handle.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Skipping down the street during a freaking apocalypse, whistling like, I got water in size 15s.
I came cruising through the gym yesterday. I mean, I really carry this every day. And I came cruising through the gym yesterday, and it's so freaking big. But if I carry it with me, I drink it. I drink 1 to 2 of these a day. I've never gotten through 2 full ones. That's on top of 2 or 3 coffees, and on top of my, I drink a little bit of juice every day, some antioxidant juice once a day. So on top of all the other liquids I drink 1 and about 1.5 of these a day. It is so outrageously huge. I love it. It just reminds me to drink a lot of water. All kidding aside, you cannot, in an apocalyptic situation or an inconvenience. We've talked on here about speed bumps before. Not a zombie apocalypse, just a speed bump. The internet goes down, your power goes down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 60 days. 60 days, a lot of people would die.
Yep.
Insulin-dependent people would die if the postal system went down. People are going to die in a 60-day speed bump. You cannot overemphasize the importance of water if you're going to live. People go, we only need 2 quarts a day. You need 35 gallons a day, about right, to be able to live long term. Why? We get into antiseptics, we get into cleanliness, we get into be able to wash before and after our food, to be able to clean people and clean wounds. Water is not overrated.
No, not at all. Not at all, but it's sitting. I have water in my vehicle, so I was thinking we're going to have a vehicle anyway.
In the radiator?
No, I have cases of bottled water.
Oh,
yeah.
Which is where this came from. Yeah. So again, if I get really thirsty and it gets that bad, then there are going to be some people who are donating water to my movement.
I think for me, it's just a good reminder. We're always thinking water. We're always thinking water. Yeah. When I go through, and I said this on here during our prepping episode a while back, when I look at what I have, I look at contacts because that's important to me. My prescription is really, because you even said, hey, Johnny, there's a thing called glasses. My prescription is really, really thick, and it's hard. It's hard for me to wear glasses. So if I could get through a 6 months or a year, it's going to be a lot easier on me.
Maybe you should have brought your glasses as part of your kit, because you could have used it to cook food too.
I am not picking up what he's laying down. That's fantastic. Pick on the guy that hasn't had LASIK surgery. Both of y'all, you're not dead to me, but you're dying. You're slowly dying. Anthony, Show it to me. Number one, I know it's going to be a rifle. It's got to be a rifle. We all have rifles. Got to be a rifle. Let us have it. What is it and why?
Yeah. So again, I think Johnny took a different direction. I think our text alluded to the fact that maybe it's more of a fighting situation than like a straight up survival.
No, it did not say anything about a fighting situation. It said shit hits the fan. What are you taking with you? That was it.
And Johnny said can opener. But I think if to Johnny's point, I think the water is super important.
Now Johnny's right.
I think out of all of your picks, your water bottle, I think it's the most valid. Like I have the Nalgene right next to me. Let's be honest, if something really popped off, we're grabbing more. I'm grabbing my get home bag, which has my water bottle and those things. I would probably, out of anything, like I said, scrap the helmet and pick the get home bag that I can survive a little bit off of. But anyways, my number one, it's not a can opener. I could open cans with it or Johnny's cans if I want. I'm picked a rifle. Sadly, it's a California compliant one because I'm in California. So
what is that?
What is that, brother? What is that? So one of the first things I'd probably be doing too in a horrible situation is changing the grip out, of course. But this is a Sons of Liberty. I think this is a 14.5 pin and welded. And this is just a super, super reliable. The upper is Sons of Liberty Gunworks. The lower this is an Arrow lower. And then it's a pretty expensive build, to be honest. And to go with my night vision, I have my D-Ball A3 with my Unity hot button and my night vision button and all that. Surefire Mini Scout, I think, on there. And all pretty much kitted out. Radian safety, Geisley trigger, all of that fun stuff.
Tell me about that optic.
Oh, so the optic, to kind of go along with the night vision theme of it, it is on a Unity riser. This is a 225 or whatever that riser is. So it is a little bit higher, but it is to see over my night vision. I've trained a lot with it. You have to adjust with the holds, of course, with the higher riser. So if you don't have a lot of time on the range with it, I don't recommend going super high on the risers. You want to spend time on this so you can know your holds. And then my optic on almost all my most reliable rifles is just the simple Aimpoint T2. So super reliable, bomb proof, lasts really long. Don't have to worry about changing the battery much. It'll last me a long time. But yeah, that's what if I want to open cans, I'll open some cans with it. So yeah, that's out of anything. Like if something really, really went south, I'd probably grab this and try to get what I need from other people.
And it's 5.56, correct?
5.56, yeah, 5.56, 223. So yeah.
Good thing about the 223 5.56 is that it can take down any mammal in North America, whether it's two-legged or four-legged. It's a great round. Everybody knows that. And when you go to your neighbor's house to flirt with his wife and or steal his ammo, he's going to have 5.56. I mean, that's if you go to a gun guy, go through any neighborhood, find the Trump flag or find the Don't Tread on Me flag. They're going to have 5.56 in the house somewhere, probably. Jared, let's see it. Your number one.
All right. Also a rifle. This is the SIG Virtus Patrol, which is the predecessor to what is now the Spear, which is the military rifle. It's 5.56, 223. Have LWRC metal irons, Aimpoint Pro up top, which is battle proven. I have my D-Ball for my night. I have a Surefire Scout on the support side. My light switch up top and just the forward mag pull.
So you got two light switches. Is one for white light?
Yeah, the one with you can't really see it, but the one with the dimple is white light, and the one in the back is my IR.
Yeah. Infrared light. Yeah. Okay. And what about this oversized charging handle? Is that a charging handle? No, that's your riser.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, this is how Aimpoint Pros come with these. Well, they did for forever. The PRO is the patrol rifle optic that was made. It's military and police service like crazy. It's battle-proof, bomb-proof. That's just the giant knob to tighten the quick disconnect. But one of the good things about the Virtus, which is now the Spear, is pretty much everything is ambi. It also has a folder on it, and I do have the Trident up top. My
Do you suppress this thing?
I do. I haven't run it suppressed yet because I haven't taken this one to a class since I've been in Tennessee. But I do have a can that will fit this. Thanks to JMAC Customs for finding the correct thread pitch for this rifle. They hooked me up with a muzzle device for it.
Very nice. I like
what
it.
sling are you running?
It's just the Magpul 2-point.
Yeah, I know you had a good experience with that rifle. I know you took it to Valor Ridge and had a really good experience. And I've never shot that rifle. I don't think I have. I've seen it a bunch, but I never have. I know that's your go-to.
Yep.
Crap hits the fan. I've seen the day of jihad.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you grabbed, and I'll show you what I grabbed. My number one. Also, you're gonna like this, Jared. Also in peanut butter, and for all the safety sallies out there, we both did check clear with each other before we got out here. This is the CMMG Banshee, and make sure I don't point that at you. And this thing's in peanut butter. I love it. I built this out summer before last. It's got the same riser, I think, that Anthony has here, that riser so I can see up over the night vision. One thing Anthony didn't mention, I love this about the Unity, there are, because you're going to see, I don't have iron sights on here. This mount actually has sights inside of it, has an iron sight in here. So if the optic goes down, the lights are really, really strong in here. I don't know which aim point this is. No, it's a Trigicon that's on there.
Yeah, it's
the
Trigicon with the battery in it.
TRO.
TRO, that's right. And I've got the D-Ball D2 up front. I have a switch here. I've got a switch on the side, and that is my white light. And I think I had the same Scout. All three of us had that same Surefire Scout on there. And then I've got my night vision light out here. And then up front, I've got a Dead Air Sandman. And then a little barricade thing on here. I'm running a Flatline Fiber Company 2-point sling. This thing is battle tested, at least for me. I mean, it's not been through, I don't know if they've actually been in real battle, but for me, it's classroom tested day after day after day at the range. I have destroyed this thing, and it runs like a champ. I love it. All right, Big Daddy Anthony, tell me where I'm wrong with my rifle sit up.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yeah, hit me.
No sidearm. It's just not that it's wrong, but I'm curious.
No. And I was purposeful in that. No sidearm for me. Sidearms, to quote Clint Smith one more time, pistols are a tool of convenience, and all you're doing, it's really nice, it's compact, you can hold it to your chest and love on it. But if the crap hits the fan, I think we're going to be fighting in parking lots or around houses or just trying to get away. And no, this thing, I can strap this to my chest. I'm up. I can do rooms. I can do small stuff, close quarters. I can do some distance. This thing's pretty good out to about 250 and no problem at all. So I really think if you have to, all kidding aside, if you had to hold me down to 5 items, pistol's gone. Pistol's probably the first thing I got rid of. Like as soon as we said 5 items, I went, no pistol. Instantly, no pistol. You give me this, I'm good to go. I only have to carry 1 set of mags. I only have to carry 1 set of ammo. No way I'm carrying a pistol. Anthony, tell me I'm wrong.
No, I mean, I don't necessarily think it's wrong. My just thought process is if we're actually like fighting, I think there is a lot of utility. And again, Clint, he knows way more than me. There is obviously utility, in my opinion, to a handgun. I think sometimes if you need to transition from a rifle to a handgun, there are situations where you need to make that transition. So I'd rather have the handgun than not. But I don't necessarily disagree. Like if I had to get rid of the pistol and just have the rifle, I'd be fine. You can make it work. I think there's more than enough utility, and that's why this was my number one, because I think the rifle has the most utility out of most of these things. If it was really like you only get 2 things, it'd probably just be my rifle and my bug out bag. Like that would probably be just the 2 things. Rifle, bug out bag. Bug out bag has the survivability utility in it for the water, the food, all that stuff. And then the rifle is for the worst case scenario. That's probably what I would run if it's like you got to survive for the next 2 months. It's going to be rifle and bug out bag. So that's, I don't think you're wrong. I respect your opinion.
I'm not sure that you do. I'm really not sure that you do. Clint says
you are heard.
He says, use your pistol to fight your way to your rifle. Right. And I think that's important. That's really important to me. This rifle, and you and I have at least 2 rifles to choose from in our arsenals. This little guy right here has become the go-to. It's bedside. It's bump in the night. Friends come over, and we love getting out night vision and shining the woods and seeing if the raccoons are out there. We don't shoot them, but we just look at them and celebrate the East Tennessee wildlife. But I think for me, the Shorty is where it's at. I think if it was a long-term situation, I'm going to also want to have a full-size rifle, a 308 or something in my arsenal in case I need to reach out and touch somebody over yonder. Jared, last question. Anthony, you too. Well, we've got 5. What's your number 6? Something we don't have here. What's something you're going to grab? Anthony, you as well. Jared, what's one more thing you'd love to add to this?
Just my bag. I showed you some of the things that were in my bag. Like I got eyes and ears, and I got more rubber gloves and water pills. There's a bunch of stuff that I have in bags of generally in each one of my vehicles that if something goes wrong and I have to get out of that vehicle, it's coming with me. And that would be a support system.
Anthony, number 6, what do you got?
Probably just the bug out bag that I have next door. Just right in the other room. Grab the bug out bag. It's got the water. It's got, some tent stuff in it. It's got survival medications and all that stuff. Anything I could probably need to last a few days, maybe at the most. That's probably what I'd grab. To be honest, like we all could have gamed the system. Most of this stuff sits in, I don't know if you guys can't see it, but right by the safe right here, I have a Pelican case. That's my main range case. And almost all of this stuff always sits in there anyways. So if something really went wrong, it would probably be grab the Pelican case, grab the bug out bag, and I have a lot. So I know we joke about Johnny picking the one can opener, but I think
you can't borrow it. You're going to ask day 3, you're going to be like, oh, can I please have some soup, sir? And I'm going to say, no.
I have a can opener in my bug out
the
bag.
quick open tops now.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't. It's not a can of sardines, nitwit. I think that we've missed some stuff. I really do. I think there's some super important things that we have totally left out. I think my number 6, and I asked my son this, I asked him today, and he's pretty knowledgeable in this stuff. I said, all right, bugging out 5 items. He said, tactical jacket. If you're outside, you can die of hypothermia in August. Like if a rainstorm comes in, a 3-day rain, and you sit and shiver for 2 nights, you're gone. And he said this, a lot of problems can be solved with a really good, because you can sleep in it at night. You can, get out of the rain. You can get out of the sun. You can stretch it out and maybe get a little relief. There's a lot you can do with one good, solid piece of fabric. Plus, you've got all the pockets if you're going to be foraging and collecting beef jerky from the local gun show. There's a lot you can do with that. I think it's important, but we're leaving stuff out. Great question for today. What is the biggest thing that the 3 of us, assuming that everybody's going to have a gun or a rifle, everybody's going to have ammo and mags, probably everybody's going to have a first aid kit. We should be thinking about water, thinking about food. What's a big, big thing that we missed? I absolutely love it. On behalf of these 2 knuckleheads that are probably going to die in the apocalypse from all the weight that they're carrying around, I'm Johnny, and I'm going to live. We got Anthony, the Armed Scholar, out in California, weighted down by both his emotional trauma and his gear. Jared here, also weighted down by all of that nonsense. We're the Liberty Lounge, and we'll see you soon.